beautiful soul, and welcome to this reading. I don't have anything planned out for this reading. I just felt like I wanted to record a reading. It has been a little while since I last recorded a reading, and that's simply just because I've been busy. I've been really growing my business, and yeah, so I just wanted to come on and do a reading. Kind of the idea that I had was to dive into more spiritual topics. So this is going to be a collective reading. So if this video has found you, then there's probably a message in here for you, but use your own intuition and your discernment to determine whether or not there is a message for you. If something resonates, you feel it in your soul, you feel it in your gut, in your heart, whatever, then there's probably, that's probably a message. But that being said, yes, so I want to kind of dive into a bit more of like the spiritual side of your life path, your journey, any messages like in regards to why you're here, why you're on earth, who you are as a spiritual being. Hopefully that's all making sense. I know it sounds very out there, but that's exactly what I want this reading to be. That's kind of like what I channeled and felt like needed to come through. So, like I said, this is a collective reading, so there's no piles to choose from or anything. Also, it is really, really hot right now where I am, and where I live, they don't really turn on the AC, and I haven't really asked them to, so I'm kind of sweating a little bit, and I don't have any candles or anything going, so the setup is a little bit boring, but at least we have some pretty crystals. And yeah, so I'm just going to dive into shuffling cards intuitively, just really going with the flow and seeing where this reading takes us. I've got some tarot cards here. I'm going to pull a few of those, and then I'll pull some oracle cards as well. So, spirit guides, my spirit guides, the spirit guides of the, wow. I was going to say the spirit guides of the collective that are watching this. The death card fell out. We're just going to put that right there for now. Spirit guides of the people watching this. Universe. Divine messengers of the universe, please use me as an oracle to deliver messages to those who find this video. What do they need to know? The Wheel of Fortune. We've got two major arcana cards already. These are both beautiful cards. I think this is one of my favorite death cards in tarot, amongst the many, many tarot decks that I own. Oh my goodness, and the Devil. We've got a bunch of cards that fell out here. The Hierophant too. Oh my gosh, we've got a lot of major arcana going on. So we have the Devil. This is also another one of my favorite Devil cards. Probably like my second or third favorite if I had to number it. We have the Two of Wands. And we have the Hierophant. Also another favorite card. Honestly, this is one of my favorite decks, so I'm going to be saying that it's my favorite a lot. A lot more tarot cards than I was actually going for came out, which is great because that means that the messages that wanted to come through were a lot more in depth than I was expecting them to be. So there's a lot going on here, and I think that before I say anything, I actually do want to pull some oracle cards. I haven't used this deck much at all, so bear with me. I haven't really read through the guidebook too much. This card really feels like it wants to come out. Boundary stones. So negotiations, contracts, and communication. I'm going to get one more from here. The entrance stone. I read that first as entrance. Maybe that's a sign to meditate or to get into a trance state or flow more often. New beginnings, step forward, expansion. And then we'll go ahead and, which way does this go? We'll go ahead and get a card from here. I'm just gonna pull all the cards and we'll go from there. Discipline, which kind of lines up with the Devil. Capricorn is the zodiac sign that rules the Devil card, and Capricorn, Saturn energy, which Saturn is pictured here, is very like disciplined. Perseverance. Okay, interesting. I'm already getting kind of, especially when the Death card came out, like I knew that this message was going to be exactly what I was intending, and very deep and profound and spiritual. Some of these cards are gonna have to kind of go off to the side a little bit. So I'm just getting that this is going to be a very deep and profound, maybe even somewhat heavy message. Forgiveness, yeah. This is all really lining up. I really only have room for one card over here. Ooh, I bumped the camera. Okay. I think I'll leave it at that for now. So yeah, immediately I'm feeling like this is a bit of a heavier message. Many of you may be going through or have been going through for a long time some pretty dark times, a pretty dark place in your life. This could be a dark night of the soul era for you. I really feel that with the Wheel of Fortune, and I read tarot cards right now upright. That's just kind of what I've been doing lately. The only card that actually came out in reverse. Oh, you know what? Now I don't actually remember which card came out. I thought it was the Two of Wands, but it might have been the Wheel of Fortune. I don't remember. So I'll have to go back and look. I guess we'll see when I review the footage, but I thought that the Wheel of Fortune was upright, but now I can't really quote myself on that. Anyway, what the Wheel of Fortune means is like that the wheel, basically the wheel of life is always spinning. You have good days, you have bad days. There's a constant cycle, a constant balance of good and bad, of positive and negative, happy and sad. And with the Death card coming out first, I really feel like you're moving away from this lower time in your life, this lower part of your life. You've probably gone through a very transformative part of your life. There's probably been a lot going on for you. I kind of immediately got that when the Death card came out. There's been a lot of transformation. I'm also hearing like a lot of rapid growth or rapid like things happening back to back to back, like you could be very busy. And I'm kind of getting that message because I see the mushrooms up here. I know from my experience with like mushrooms, just like as a plant or like as a fungus that grows in my plant pots, they kind of grow overnight, and sometimes they'll die down or like die back and then grow again the next day. They're very rapid. It's like growth and death really quickly, and I'm assuming that that's probably why they put mushrooms in that card. I don't know. But it just feels like this really rapid energy, like you can't catch a break, or like you feel like you can't relax, you feel like you can't rest. You've become detached from yourself, detached from your body. The Hierophant also deals with structure. I know I was talking about structure or discipline. Can also deal with like discipline because it kind of deals with like structure. And I'm seeing with the Two of Wands, even though you've been going through this dark time in your life, this period of rapid just stuff going on back to back, you are like finding your path. Like the way that I'm seeing it is like there's like a path that's like being paved for you. You're kind of like going like off the path and on the path and off the path, just kind of like these snakes, you know, you're kind of slithering back and forth on the path, kind of like going outside the path a little bit and coming back in. And you're doing this because you're trying to really like, it's like as if you're trying to go on the path blind, which like technically is kind of how we all, as spiritual beings living a human experience, we all kind of are doing that. We're kind of like blindly trying to find this path. And with the Two of Wands, you are finding that path like right now. You are like, this period of growth and transformation has been in order to, or like not in order to, yeah, in order to, but like you've been going through this so that you can find your path. And it might feel still like you haven't found it yet, or you're just kind of like on the beginning stages of finding it and figuring out what your path is. And with perseverance and discipline, I feel like these are two topics that you have been having to, or like themes that you have been having to learn over the course of this chapter in your life. With forgiveness, I really feel that you are meant to learn the lesson of forgiveness. You are meant to forgive, whether it's somebody that you need to forgive, or you need to forgive yourself for something, for treating yourself a certain way, for not being there for yourself. You are in a place of discovering forgiveness and what that means and how that feels. Forgiveness is really just Forgiveness is just a fancy word for letting go, for releasing. It's just a fancy word for saying, I release this thing that maybe has been done to me, or that I have had a hard time letting go. I release it now. I accept that this happened and I decide to move on from it. It doesn't mean that you're going to forget, that you should forget what happened or what was done to you. Everything that happens is for a reason, and I say that more in a sense of like everything that happens teaches you like something. It teaches you some sort of valuable lesson that you will need to learn in life in order to get where you want to go. The universe doesn't necessarily put obstacles. It's not like the universe intentionally throws obstacles your way. I know that some people say like, oh, the universe is trying to teach me a lesson. And if you find peace in that, in believing that, then, you know, believe that. But what I believe is that, and I was actually just kind of, talking about this earlier today. The universe, how do I word this? The universe essentially puts things in your path, not as obstacles, but because you have asked for something and the universe is building you up to be ready for it. It's not a lesson. It's like for example, say that someone has wronged you and that's what this forgiveness card is about for you. Whether that resonates or not, it's just an example. The universe may have put this person in your life to show you what you're going to need to go through, what you're going to need to learn, what you're going to need to do, who you're going to need to become in order to manifest the love of your life. Like, let's say that this was a lover and you have asked the universe, show me the love of my life. And the universe puts this person in your path. And now you have to learn forgiveness. Now you have to learn to let go of things. Whether you forgive that person and continue on with them, or whether you forgive that person and not continue on with them, the lesson is letting go. The lesson is letting go of, things that are holding you back. Because essentially when you don't forgive someone, obviously, like, we're human and we have to take our time with forgiveness. We have to take time to feel the pain that, has been done to us or that we've done to ourselves, whatever it is, whatever your situation is. We have to sit through that feeling because we're human, because we don't push off our feelings, or at least we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to shove our feelings down. They're meant to be felt. So immediate forgiveness after hurt is like not healthy. Like, if you get hurt and you just, I forgive them, it's fine, I'll move on. Like, that's probably not the healthiest thing. Definitely go through your process, but after a while you kind of just have to let go of that thing, because otherwise it's going to keep you living in the past. And right now, this chapter of your life is learning to move forward and to move into a new chapter of your life, to let go of your old life and move into your new life. Whether you're manifesting something right now, or you're just kind of going through life trying to get to a better place, which I guess technically is manifesting, because you're trying to manifest a better place in your life. One way or another, the only way to do that right now is to let go of your past self, to let go of past people, past things, situations, jobs, things that happened, whatever it is. You are being asked by the universe to let go, to move forward. You can hold these things, you can hold space for these things that happen to you, acknowledge your feelings about them, but the only way to move forward is to let go, to forgive. And sometimes, we need to forgive more than just someone that wronged us. We need to forgive ourselves. We need to forgive, I want to say the universe, but forgive a situation that could have happened. But yeah, I've been talking about forgiveness a lot. Essentially, that's what you're going through right now, or, based on this reading, it looks like that's what you're going through, and the universe is trying to get you to kind of see that you need to let go of something, especially if it's something that happened a long, long, long time ago. I know that everybody is on their own healing journey, and everybody's going to take more or less time to heal, but that's the message that I'm getting from the universe, is that it's time to move on. That said, boundary stones, this card right here really, I think, reinforces that there's a need to set boundaries through this forgiveness. So hold on, I don't know what I did. I'm pressing buttons on my camera. Okay. Okay, I see what's going on. Wait, I'm just trying to make sure that everything's focusing properly. So with forgiveness comes setting boundaries. In order to forgive someone, I think something that goes hand in hand with forgiveness is setting boundaries. And boundaries are actually, they're not necessarily, yes, they can be. Boundaries are half setting boundaries with other people and half setting boundaries with yourself. Whenever you set a boundary with someone else, you're setting a boundary with yourself, because when you set the boundary of, I will not be talked to this way, like for example, you're setting that boundary with yourself. This is something that I've learned in therapy quite recently. Speaking from my own experiences, my own life experiences, I have learned that when you go to set a boundary with someone else, you are setting it with yourself too. So if your boundary is to not be talked to a certain way, you don't want someone talking about certain subjects with you, or your boundary is that you simply don't want someone talking to you at all, you are actually setting the boundary that, like, you're setting the boundary with yourself that if this person does that thing, you are going to trust yourself and uphold that boundary by leaving a situation, blocking someone's number, whatever your situation is. That boundary is held up by you. And so boundaries with forgiveness is something that you are also probably in the process of learning, or there might have been experiences recently that have been teaching you about boundaries or showing you where your boundaries maybe need to be questioned or maybe need to be adjusted. I think oftentimes when we go through deep spiritual transformations or dark nights of the soul, which multiple can happen in your lifetime, so this may not be your first one, or it could be your first one. Either way, oftentimes the subject of forgiveness and letting go and boundaries is very prominent. I know from my own, I've gone through a couple, like at least two. It's kind of hard to put a label on them, but I've gone through at least two dark nights of the soul, and those are all things that I've learned through those dark nights of the soul. That's just my experience. But anyway, moving on from that subject, the Entrance Stone, New Beginnings, Step Forward, Expansion. This card right here is it's the rebirth process of the Death card. The Death card is about death and rebirth. It is kind of like a little combo card. And so with death comes rebirth. There's a cycle. And you're starting that rebirth process. You're beginning that process of forgiveness, of setting boundaries, discipline, having discipline with yourself. That also goes with the boundaries, being disciplined enough with yourself to say, I'm not going to allow certain things to happen to me anymore, certain things to be done to me anymore, said to me anymore, certain people in my life. That's perseverance, persevering through your discipline. Also, we have Saturn here again. Saturn is even like said right here. We have Earth element. We have a lot of Earth energy. We have Taurus and Capricorn. I also chose the Ancient Stones Oracle, which is Earth energy. It's look, it's literally just all Earth energy. So we also have Earth energy in the Wheel of Fortune. We have each of the elements in the Wheel of Fortune, but yeah, there's just an overload of Earth energy. We have mountains here. Earth energy, I mean, you could be an Earth sign yourself. I'm also hearing you could be going through a Saturn return. I'm just about to enter mine soon, like within the next several months or something like that. So yeah, the last 4 years have just gone by so fast. Can't believe I'm already about to enter my Saturn return. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I feel like this era of your life right now is learning to get grounded, learning to get into touch with Earth, which is very spiritual, and this is supposed to be like a very spiritual, ethereal, cosmic message that's coming through. And I feel like, as much as you would probably like to escape this reality, the current reality that you're in, the current situation or dark night of the soul that you're in, you may use escapism as a way to cope or a way to feel better. And whereas I fully support that, there is an unhealthiness to it if it gets too far. You start to become like I said in the beginning, cycling back, I'm connecting the dots. like I said in the beginning, if you've been feeling disconnected from your body, disconnected from yourself and who you truly are, it might be time, if you have been kind of escaping reality, to come back down to earth, to ground again, to become one with the earth energy again. Sorry, I'm realizing it's kind of hard for me to see my camera like screen, so I hope that these cards are okay where they are. But yeah, it might be time to ground. It might be time to reconnect with earth energy, with nature. If you resonate with being a starseed, I think that right now the universe really wants you. I mean, the universe sent you here for a reason. The universe really wants you to connect with earth, as overwhelming as it can be to connect with earth, to connect with the people here, to connect with what's going on and how the earth, the earth's health right now. It can be very, very overwhelming, trust me. But humanity and Earth, Mother Gaia needs you right now to connect with it. I just heard, not to expand on that message, I'm hearing that, like, point blank period, we need to leave that message where it is. So if you want further clarification, I don't think I'm going to like explain what I mean by that, but I think that spirit is telling me there's a gnat flying around, so hopefully you can't hopefully you can't see that. I have a lot of plants and they really like my plants. So anyway, yeah, I think that you know what that means. But I will say, whatever it is that you enjoy, the universe is asking you to bring that, or to share that with the world. That's what I'll say. I don't know why I was told not to go any further on that. Maybe it's something that you already know and that you've heard a million times before, and the universe is like, yeah, they know. Just remind them. I feel like pulling more cards, but my camera is also close to dying. So I think I'm going to, oh, you know what? I actually want to roll some astrology dice if I can find them. Let me go try to find that really quickly. Okay, I have my dice. I have 4. There's 2 dice. There's 2 with zodiac signs. So we're gonna get 2 zodiac signs, a planet or a celestial body, and a number, so like a house or just a number. You can interpret this yourself, or I mean, I'm obviously going to interpret it, but if what I mean is, if any of these houses, signs, placements, whatever is confirmation for you, definitely take that. So asking the universe right now what it is that you need to know. Okay, we have Scorpio again, which is kind of crazy. We have Leo. We have the 5th house, which is Leo's house. And we have, this is Mercury, right? Wait. Yeah, we have Mercury. Oh, you can't really see those. Let me pull these a little closer. So with Leo in the 5th house here, I think that the universe, okay. So a moment ago, I kind of spoke about whatever you enjoy, you are meant to bring that gift to the world, and share it with the world. The 5th house in Leo energy is about fun. It's about joy. It's about playfulness. So what I'm feeling is, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, that you find really fun, you are meant to share that with the world. Like, really lean into that, and that's what's going to pull you out of this death and rebirth, this Pluto energy, this Scorpio energy. It's essentially what is going to help you progress in your journey, progress in your life. And whether or not this is creating a business around it, sometimes creating a business around what you enjoy can kind of suck the life out of you. It does depend on like how you kind of set up your business, and if you're manifesting or into manifesting, how you kind of manifest that business coming to fruition. Whether or like if you resonate with that, like, you know, starting a business, then totally do that. But if you don't really resonate with that, this is just talking about, honestly, with Scorpio and Capricorn and Taurus here, I do kind of feel like it is a business. But anyway, if you don't desire to start a business from what you love, this is just sharing it with the world, because whatever it is that you enjoy, sharing it with the world is going to make the world a better place. And paired with what I was saying earlier about needing to ground, needing to become one with the earth again, I really feel like that is your mission. That is your soul mission. I mean, that's everyone's soul mission. Like, that's the place where I'm coming from. I know that this is everyone's soul mission, to do what they love and share it with the world. But this is just your reminder that this moment right now is when you need to start doing that. So that said, my camera is about to die and overheat. So, hi. My camera died before I could finish the outro. So, as I was saying, I was just doing my outro. Hopefully this reading resonated with you. Hopefully we got nice and deep. That was my intention, was to channel some really deep messages from the universe, from your spirit guides. And I really hope that I was able to bring something up for you, uncover something that needed to be healed, or a process that you needed to go through, or just insight on the process that you are going through. Yeah, and I didn't really like plan this video. I just kind of started doing it, so I don't even know how to do the outro. It's been a minute since I've recorded a video, so I will say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much if you stayed through this whole reading. I would love to hear how this reading resonated for you in the comments, if you feel open to sharing that. I'm sure that as more people share their experiences or what they're going through, there will be other people, since I am channeling or asking the universe to bring people who are supposed to hear this message. Hopefully there will be other people going through something similar in the comments. So if you share what you're going through or what your process is right now, what chapter of your life you're in, there might just be someone else who needs to hear your story, and hopefully we can start a little community that you know, is kind of going through the same stuff and can help each other. That is my goal. That is why I'm making these YouTube videos. Yeah, so I really hope, again, that this resonated with you. I have other videos on my channel if you would like to dive a little deeper, or if you have maybe other questions in mind that you want to ask. I do tarot readings here, and then I also do some mini ones on Instagram that are a little less in depth, but yeah, those are some of my free offerings that I have. So I will leave the link to my Instagram, my other socials and everything in the description, as well as where you can order personal readings. Yeah, again, thank you so much for being here, and I hope that the rest of your day or night is beautiful, divine, wonderful. And I also really hope that, since this was such a heavy reading, that things start looking up for you from here. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.